Hey everyone, welcome back to Y'all Be Good, H-Town.
Wow.
Ralph. We're doing a quick turnaround right now. We actually just finished up some recordings for us for this Halloween kind of time period. And we're calling them all kind of the
Morbid Curiosities.
Same theme, and Morbid Curiosities. And for today, we're going to be listening to Mr. Ron Helmick is out of Racine. And he came on to talk to us a little bit about paranormal investigation. And there's some pretty cool stuff in this video. And audio, he plays some audio from some...
Well, and here's the creepy part.
Yeah.
Is that we were doing it and then we had a technical malfunction during it.
There was, but it might have been on me. My fat finger might have turned it off. Anyway, I had to we had to restart. It was the spirits.
So if the beginning of this seems a little weird, that's why.
That's probably why. It's not going to look weird because I'm pretty good at what I do.
Editing boss.
All right, enjoy Mr. Ron, Paranormal Investigators.
Bye.
Bye.
Let's go.
It's always when you talk about the ghosts that you have.
It's always there's always some sort of. Anyway, we'll hop in. Ron, one more time. Thanks for swinging in. Sure. I did mention that there was a bit of a through line with Ingrid. You've known Ingrid for a little while, and like I said, Ingrid's the one who comes up on this episode so much more than anyone else. So shout out Ingrid. Thanks for putting us in contact with Ron. Ron, I did ask about when we talked on the phone and stuff about your history in Racine, and you told me that story. And if you could tell me that story one more time, you DJ. Oh, well, did I tell you that I DJ weddings as well?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, well, I did. I did for a little while when I first moved back to Wisconsin from Texas. I didn't really have 9 to 5 or what to do. So I got in contact with a guy out of Brookfield. Shout out David Van Rixel. And they do a lot of DJing, so he would kind of contract me in and out. But I'm sure you're a much better DJ than I am, or was, I guess. I kind of, since we do a lot more here at the shop, I kind of retired from DJing. But I don't know, this is kind of parenthetical. I don't know if you feel this way. I don't know. The older I get, the younger the couples are getting.
Yeah.
And I'm turning into such a curmudgeonly old man. Mm-hmm. I just don't want to deal with youngsters anymore. Even it's funny because we deal with kids every day. But in that scenario, I don't know if you feel that
way. My situation's weird because I worked at Horlick High School for 19 years.
Oh, you did? Okay.
And with that, I've DJ'd their dances.
Oh, sure.
And then now they're calling me to do their weddings.
Interesting.
So it's hard for me to say no.
That's cute. That's nice. Yeah.
I had a couple last night. I actually, it was full circle for me because what happened was their parent or their dad was owner or ran this place called Point West down in Racine. And they used to have teen dances when I was like 14 back in the early 90s, show my age here. And that's when I saw my first encounter to DJ. They didn't have videos and things like that. Or, you saw it on TV when you could see it, and so it was my first encounter, and I was like, wow, this is cool. Look, he's doing these turntables and this and that. I was just amazed in the sound system, and right then I just kind of fell in love with it. Yeah. And then now here I am DJing their wedding.
Yeah,
the son of this guy's wedding.
That's nice.
It's cool.
Do you it's all digital nowadays, right? You're not like rolling around with
No. I got 17 crates at home, but I don't bring them.
I was going to say, did you ever do the crate work?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, you're legit then.
It was a weird time because I had, and I keep saying that, I'm sorry, but I had crates of records plus CDs. CDs started coming in a little bit, and then, the cassette tapes sauce over back up. Whatever.
Yeah. Jeez, man. All right. You told us about this encounter. Mm-hmm. Tell me one more time about loading out.
Oh yeah. I was DJing an event or at the Masonic Hall or Temple in Racine, and my van I had, the mirror on the window fell off a long time ago, And I had the driver's side mirror and I had the passenger mirror, and I got ready to back out. It was like 20 degrees out. Got ready to back out, and I saw this tall figure, like a black trench coat and top hat, and walked from one mirror right to the next mirror. I'm like, what the heck? So I got out of my car to say something. It was cold out.
Yeah.
It was gone. He was like in Hope City Church was like next door, but it was at least a good half a city block.
Sure.
So I was like, no way, how this happened. So, then I asked Wendy Spencer that runs Masonic at the time. And by the way, I forgot to add too, she's been on Bridezilla and all that too. Yeah.
Really?
She was on there twice.
Because of all the craziness that she deals with over there?
Yeah.
No way. Okay.
So she's an awesome lady. So I was like, who is this guy? I saw, she was like, oh, it's probably Frederick. He likes to hang out on the staircase. So I said, well, outside too. I was like, what the heck, So that was my first encounter. Then everything kind of fell into place from there.
Wait, what year was that?
2014.
Okay.
Yep.
And that kind of, you think that kind of sparked the love of it all?
Yeah, that got my curiosity going of basically who, more about this, if anybody else seen it.
Yeah.
Now, there is a big thing out there as far as people seeing somebody that has that type of look to them that they've seen throughout the Racine area. I think it's called Black Hat or something like that. I can't remember the name of it, but
oh, no way.
Yeah. This entity, maybe a shadow person, has been seen throughout the Racine area.
Wait, is there a difference in a shadow person and like a regular entity or?
Yes and no. I mean, shadow people, what a lot of people believe they think are negative. But there are, some of us that believe it's just a spirit that hasn't fully manifested themselves, or that hasn't been, transferred into a human at one time or something like that.
Is it like Pokemon where it like evolves over time?
I think so.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And then you were telling us earlier about your house.
Yeah.
And
It's
funny because I didn't think I would get a visceral reaction from listening to that, but I did.
Okay.
But like, how many years after that was?
When that happened?
Yeah.
Oh, that was like 2016, something like that.
Okay, so like 2 years.
Yeah.
And so you've been slowly, like building your toolkit, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, and your ex-wife, you said she was there too when all this stuff happened. You guys would just ignore it.
Yeah. When she lived with me, it was, we just kind of ignored it and did our own thing. We didn't really pay too much attention to it.
And then when she was gone and you're alone with it, you're like, okay, now I need to see what's going on.
Yeah. And I forgot to add another time I was getting ready to leave for a gig or something. It was around September. And I'm hearing like a guitar, like a record that's warped being played, Jingle Bells. Yeah. Like this. And like, where is that coming from? So I go downstairs and like, I'm hearing Jingle Bells in my basement. Why? So I told my friend, I said, go grab my bag, my not DJ stuff, my ghost hunting stuff. And couldn't find it at the time, but I'm going through these boxes. I'm just throwing stuff out of the way. And my grandmother used to collect Santa Clauses, mechanical Santa Clauses. And I somehow inherited them. And so I'm going through and I found it, but all the battery acid leaked out of the bottom.
Sure.
There's no way this could have played.
Yeah.
But then I realized it was like 2 days before my grandmother's birthday. So.
Oh.
And that was her favorite one.
Could have been, yeah.
That's so weird.
All right.
Yeah.
Bust out the recording. We got to do
for
it.
the house.
Yeah. So tell me about how you found this recording.
Okay. What I was doing was I bought a new voice recorder. I wanted to see if it worked. And I was trying it out. And mind you, I just wanted to see if it worked okay. Yeah. And you're going to hear background noise. Now, normally when we do these types of things, you don't have any background noises. And if there is a background noise that's not, paranormal-ish,
sure,
that we say it. We'll say tap into the foot or so-and-so walked in, creak on the floor.
Yeah, of
things
course.
like that. Okay, here we go.
Hello. Anybody here?
Do it one more time.
Hello. Anybody here?
Dude, that's so chilling, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've been to other locations too, like been on TV and that have encountered some cool things too.
Yeah. Yeah. You mentioned a little bit. Just quick backtrack. You kind of started your own paranormal team out of Racine here in the Midwest. Do you have a good group of disciples that you guys get out there and do some stuff, or are you guys traveling?
Yeah, we'll travel. Like we've even go to locations where you pay to go investigate. We've investigated at Waverly Hills, Ohio State Reformatory, where Shawshank Redemption was filmed.
Yeah.
And I believe Air Force One was also filmed there.
Okay.
There's the part where the guy is getting released from prison.
Yeah.
That part was the Ohio State Reformatory. Both locations are just insane. And I do have to talk about Shaker's Cigar Bar in Milwaukee.
Shaker's Cigar Bar.
Off 2nd Street.
Yeah.
I like a cigar.
It's a very cool place. And that's once owned by the Al Capone family. That's kind of like our training ground when we bring new people in.
Really? Because it's so just like a hot spot for activity.
It was once a brothel house, and it was also also owned by them.
Yeah.
And it's said that there's 2 possible politicians buried in the basement.
Oh my God.
No way.
Yeah. And we have some video footage of using the SLS camera. And basically what that is, it kind of makes like a stick figure of whoever the spirit is.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you can actually see on the floor, they're all mangled up and you can reaching out to our hands. You know, it's really, yeah, we got footage of that.
Have you
No
gone to
way.
Volo Antique Museum?
What's that?
Volo.
I've been wanting to. It's very haunted.
Where is that?
It's in Volo in Illinois.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and there's an antique shop there too. Antique shop there too. Also,
Yeah,
that's been on the TV show.
That is the one that's been on the TV.
Okay,
They
okay.
have apparently when you walk into the barn, because like it's a barn first, and then there's buildings connected to the barn. So there's 7 separate buildings, but they're all connected by little breezeways. And if you're in the barn, you can smell the tobacco that he smoked, and it was a cherry tobacco.
Oh wow.
And I don't remember the rest of the story, but we were in there and we did smell it.
I think that's the one that had footage of water going onto the floor, and then when they go the next day, there's no water.
It's just not. Oh man.
Yeah, they have videos of that.
Someone who's like a skeptic. I don't necessarily. I wouldn't say that I am a skeptic. I say I'm relatively, like, I know that, you know, like I said, a little bit of our background. I'm a church kid, pastor's kid, and so I know that there is a spiritual realm out there. But for us, it's just like definitely not. Don't mess with it type thing. Would you say there is a healthy dose of what is the word, where people are actually making some of this stuff happen, like just for the views or something like that?
Oh yeah, yeah. There was a live show that Ghost Hunters did. It wasn't Jason Haas; it was the other guy that I can't remember his name. That was kind of like his partner at the time. And there's a scene where you could see, he claims that his jacket was pulled, but the way a fishing string was probably like attached to here. So he moved his hand, this pulled.
Oh.
You saw it in there? Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
It's on YouTube also. They've debunked it so many times. And Jason's like, I'm not really sure. He's like, I don't know. He might have done it. It's up to you what you guys think, which I like him a lot. So, but
Do you have any like top 10 places you want to go? Like, do you have a list of spots, like bucket list, if you will?
yeah, I'd like to go back to Waverly Hills again one more time. The Conjuring House. That's something that I've been wanting to go to. It's actually up for auction.
Is it really?
Yeah, there's a big thing right now.
Yeah.
The original owner's daughter has cancer.
Oh no.
I think it's the daughter. Well, family member has cancer, and they're trying to help preserve the location, to keep from anybody else trying to get it and do something, whatever else to it. So Jason Haas from Ghost Hunters has a GoFundMe for it to raise money. But the Cult Museum, the Ed and Lorraine Warren Cult Museum.
Sure.
I'd like to go see that maybe someday. I got a chance to interview on my podcast, Tony Spera.
Yeah. Shout it out. What's your podcast?
Wisconsin Paranormal Radio. So
Wisconsin Paranormal Radio?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. Trying to do something else with it. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, man.
But
awesome.
Tony Spera is the son-in-law of Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Yeah.
And I got a chance to talk to him, and very interesting story with Annabelle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because that thing just happened, right? Like there's the guy who was traveling with the Annabelle doll.
Yeah.
He passed away.
Yeah, he passed away. God, I forgot his name.
Yeah, I know it was all over. Does any of that scare you? Does any of that kind of like, could something get attached to me and I'll bring it home? And
one thing we always do is pray before we go in and pray when we leave.
okay.
That's one thing we try to use protection, sage, things like that.
Sure.
We have a medium that works with us, our lead medium, and he'll do, different things for us too. But
Yeah.
I'd like to talk a little bit about Annabelle.
All right,
Just
let's
a little
do it.
bit.
Let's do it.
Annabelle, I don't know if you guys know this, but Annabelle has been on tour.
Yeah.
And with that, Annabelle has the case that she's in at the Cult Museum and has the traveling case that was originally the case that she was in, years ago that Ed put together. So when they have to transfer her from one case to the other, the cases are made of wood from Jerusalem. And the stain that they use to paint it is holy water. It has holy water in it.
Yeah, they've used holy water.
It has crosses around the crucifixes around the casing. Plus, the gloves that they wear are like, like they handle eagles or, like hawks or,
like
that kind of thing.
Those big leather.
Yep.
things.
And each finger has blessed coins on them while they're handling. This is how
They took every precaution.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they actually bring a priest with them. He's retired, I believe. Father Bob, I think it is. Actually, he goes around and follows with a cross as they're walking to wherever this location is.
Wow.
Dude.
That's insane.
I mean, there's so much of that, and some of it is almost, what's the word? Vindicating, almost, because on my end, right? Like I grew up in church. My dad's a pastor, has been for the last 30 years. In those 30 years, I'm 38. So since I was 8 years old, I've seen or been around some things that cannot be explained. And one of those even being the I guess the ceremony, for lack of a better word, of an exorcism and what that looks like. And us being younger and being kids, when those things would happen, they wouldn't happen all the time.
Yeah.
But when they would kind of pop up, they would make sure to get all of us kids out there. They'd take the person who was manifesting or
Deliverance.
Yeah. They'd take that person out. I remember one being very clear. We could kind of hear everything that was kind of going on. And we got some, from people in the room, they kind of told us as well, like face contorting to unrecognizable, voice that should not come out of a woman, coming out of a woman.
Yeah.
Things that you're like, okay, even if you think of, mental health or something like that, which is also kind of parenthetical. I talked to my dad about this not long ago, and he said they have to be very careful when it comes to that kind of thing too, because mental health is a real thing.
Oh, sure. Definitely.
And so they kind of had a bit of a checklist to kind of go through and see if it was some sort of spiritual manifestation. H-Town, how do you feel about that? Like, I know that you're not super, religious, but do you think this is like a thing?
Like being possessed by
Yeah.
a demon? No, I don't think, first of all, I think that if they were to be possessed by a demon, I think about this with most like paranormal shows, like that poltergeist or that ghost is not going to spend all its free time fucking around with
this
a bunch
one
of college kids doing, or, you know, but then like with the exorcisms too, I feel like the same thing. I feel like it's a illness or it's a mental illness, like
Sure.
a physical or mental thing that we can't, you know, we don't know all the science behind our bodies yet either.
Sure.
And we don't know how the brain really works. And my thing is, whatever you do to that person, it has to be safe and it has to help them. So
Yeah.
even if it helps them to have an exorcism, even if it doesn't do anything, like I still would, you know, if that's what you think will help them, do it. Because I don't think it's going to hurt them any, as long as you're not like constricting them. But I do think that, mental illness is a leading cause, and people who go off the deep end with their mental illness, for lack of a better phrase, they do tend to go more religious. And so, because I can't imagine losing my mind.
Yeah.
You definitely, so it like, again, it all ties in together, because if you don't have faith in that idea, then you're not really believing it. And so in a way it is real, but it's also created by the mind. So you're like the inner demons, if you will.
Yeah. And what I've encountered is, I'll tell you about a case. We've got time to do a case.
Dude, we got plenty of time.
We got all the time you want.
Yeah.
I received a phone call, actually a message on Facebook about a woman. She contacted me. She's like, Ron, I don't know what to do. I'm constantly getting scratched. I don't know what's going on. And usually it's 3 scratches, anything demonic. And that's basically the mock of the Holy Trinity.
Sure.
So she was getting scratches all over her body. She sent me photos. You know, I'm like, okay, well, you know, I mean, she could be doing it herself, you know, because we always want to go in and debunk. That's the only thing. You know what I mean? We always want to debunk. We always want to do a walkthrough, make sure it's not, you know, bad electrical issues, you know, that can cause, you know, all kinds of like cause vomiting. It can cause, you know, mental stuff too. EMF can cause a lot of issues. So we went to the home, and her husband was there too. And we did a walkthrough, try to do some readings, see if we could pick up on anything. Nothing. We weren't getting anything. I'm like, man, what's going on here? So I said, you have a Bible? She's like, yeah. So I picked the Bible, and I was like, hey, I'm going to read some scriptures, and then we'll go from there. So I just randomly picked something.
I was gonna say, what's your kind of go-to?
I just randomly,
Okay.
you know, opened it up and see what happens. And I started reading, and she was getting like irritated, like, you know, like annoyed. And she was like getting upset. And I stopped. I was like, you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm just, you know, a little irritated today for some reason. I'm like, okay. So continued on for a minute, and I was like, hey, I want you to read. Now, what we normally do is the Bible will go around each room, and it's called passive provoking, and we'll see what the behavior is of everyone who lives there, also the room, noises, things like that. So anyway, we're reading, or she's reading, and all of a sudden she's stumbling through her words. She can't read. She's not reading this at all. She's like getting pissed off. She's yelling, starts screaming at me. Get out of my house. I'm looking at the husband. He's shaking his head, no, you know, don't leave.
Please don't leave me.
Yeah, don't leave, you know. And I had a crucifix. I put a crucifix on the table. So now how you feel? And she just went crazy. She She just lost it. So I went to the bathroom, locked the door, and I called the Reverend. I said, Reverend, you got to come in here. I said, you need to come check this out. And he did kind of like a phone interview, you know, whatnot. And he came in and did an exorcism. Or deliverance, either or you want to call it.
Sure.
And it just feels like it's hard to explain unless you're there, because you'll feel the weightness of the room. It's just different, you know, after everything's done. But mental health is a huge issue. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong by any means. And I honestly, I think also too, mental health opens doors for things to get in, come out, you know? So yeah, we try to rule everything out
Yeah, for sure.
before I even call him.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing, though, is like you're doing your research, you're backtracking, you're double checking everything.
Yeah.
You're like a detective.
Yeah.
So
You
it's
kind of have to nowadays. Like you just don't want to go down the wrong and get sued, right? Like,
or you don't want to like have someone bring you in just to try to mess with you and waste your time.
oh, sure.
And we've had that. We've had, things we've later on found out that it was the kid messing with the door or something. Or,
Okay, yeah.
something simple
Yeah.
like that. I mean, there's a lot of debunking that goes on.
Yeah, I bet.
You know, it happens.
We have an acquaintance that we knew growing up, and it's a young lady who very, very religious, very much into Christianity. And early on, there was a manifestation of mental illness, but it wasn't seen that way because it was kind of covered in the guise of Christianity, or that she might be, fighting some demons of her own kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it has like since come out that she is schizophrenic, and like there's a lot of that stuff too. And so that's one of the things my dad, he brings up that case quite a bit. He's like, because we need to know that it's not just, one thing or another. Sometimes they work in tandem, but at the same time, mental health is a real big deal, and they want to be sensitive to that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. And we try to bring, the group itself, we do a lot of research. And now with everything like with the AI, I mean, we can find out almost anything about a location. We're working on a house right now. We haven't gone back yet, but we found out that somebody that once lived there drowned, another person was electrocuted, all these different things. And I get a message from the person that lives there, and says that, hey, Ron, another incident happened. I went upstairs, I heard blashing of the water. Nobody was upstairs. I get there and there's water over the floor, in the sink or whatever. And so we're waiting to go back to that location.
Yeah.
But
you mentioned a little while ago about working with freedom something.
yeah, Freedom Ministries. That's something that the Reverend, put together. And we're working on getting those things going.
What's behind that, or what is it for?
That is basically his work, and I'm going to be the lead investigator for it. So I'll be tying in with Racine Paranormal Investigators, but he kind of wanted a separate entity or identity of this whole thing. So, and I respect that.
Cool.
Yeah.
And he wants certain people that he chooses to be involved in this group for this, because it's a little bit different than just plain ghost hunting of what we do.
Sure, sure. So. What was your very first investigation?
Oh, it was Brosman's Bar out in Franksville.
How did that go?
Very cool. Racine County I followed us the one day, which was neat, and that was my first time I used the ghost box, the spirit box, and direct communication with the owners that live there. The place is, I'll have to send you some photos, but the owners come through, they'll turn the TV on. We've had all kinds of audio from there. They've seen people walk in and they'll go to the bathroom and never come out.
And they're just gone.
The bartenders will see people like that.
Wow.
Full figure.
Yeah.
Full
person.
Yeah. Person walk in and like they jumping out the window.
No.
So it's definitely kind of a hot spot. And then there's upstairs, which he doesn't let anybody up there, but we've been trying to get in there. But Brosman's Bar in Franksville.
Wait, why doesn't he let people in?
That's where he hides the bodies.
That's where all the bodies are.
No, he's a great guy.
Hey.
So was John
BTK.
Wayne Gacy.
Yeah.
All right, this is towing the line of defamation.
Sorry.
No, I'm sure you're a really nice guy.
Yeah, yes.
What was I going to? Oh, tools. What kind of tools do you bring with you?
We use, this is called couple things we use. Actually, we use a lot of stuff that are used in like a household, believe it or not. This is a K2 meter. And what this does, like if you put it next to something electrical,
Yeah.
that's must be off.
Yeah, it's not plugged in.
But yeah, duh. But it'll light up, go into like red.
Okay.
And what happens is a lot of times spirits are, energized by electricity.
Okay.
And we can communicate through this, either saying, hey, 1 flash for yes, 2 flashes for no.
Oh, cool.
Things like that.
Can we see it?
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
It's like show and tell.
It is
Yeah,
like
right.
show and tell. I want to.
Or when
Yeah.
you go to the surprise parties and you learn how to turn it on.
Yeah. It's only $20 at Amazon. Got a couple of those.
I know this has power.
So I used to party in a house that supposedly
Yeah.
is a historical home on the Underground Railroad.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
And I went into the basement because we were looking for some, I don't know what we were doing, but I did not like being down there. Like, you know how some basements you go in there and you're like,
Yeah.
the air gets sucked out of you and you're just like, skin crawly.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like all stony, not like concrete. It was a creepy
Well,
basement. That would
that's
be fun
probably
to take
because it
there.
was limestone, and limestone's a great conduit.
Oh,
really?
really?
That kind of stuff. Yeah.
Oh,
A lot of those homes are made in limestone.
Tell them about your grandma's basement.
Oh, my grandma's basement is probably limestone. Her house was in Great Barrington, Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
So the house is turn of the century.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was built in 1901.
Mine was 1890. So that's
Oh,
where always I have my
yes.
issues.
So you go into her basement and it just looks so scary.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this one, I have a video of it because I put it with the Freddy Krueger 1, 2, Freddy's coming for
Oh, yeah.
you. But you go in the basement and first of all, they have the freaky stairs that don't have a backing to it. So you're just going down there and anything can snatch at your ankles at any moment. But there's this back door and I always like compared it to what I would think a butcher's room would be in a barn.
Oh, wow.
And it's like this wood door that's kind of not, yes. And just, there's a couple.
That actually kind of scared me right now. I'm sorry.
But it was a very creepy basement. There's a lot of ducking because things are all over the place. It was not a fun basement to be in. And that's how you would get into the garage because at some point they built a section off the house.
It's like a slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
Dude,
Dude, she sent me pictures because they were charged with cleaning it out after she passed.
Oh, my God.
And she sent me pictures. I was like, there's no way I'd be going down in that
no,
basement.
when I was a kid, I never wanted to go in that basement. And there was a point where she broke her ankle and I was her caretaker and I'd have to go to the basement to do my laundry. And it was like the fastest movements ever. I was like, I need to get out of here. Cause it's just like, it feels like you get sucked into the ground and never come back out.
Anxiety
Oh,
kicks in. Yeah.
You know what's interesting? I think of that generation so one of the things that sparked us wanting to do kind of this morbid curiosity theme, my great grandmother-in-law, my wife's great grandmother, she was a teenager in I want to say the 60s, right? So like yeah, something like that. Anyway, so she's of age now, and she actually told us about a few things. And one of the things that's kind of not running joke, it's just like a through line through the family. Everyone knows that there is a vanity that has a mirror on it. It's in her room, and that vanity has an old.
Man.
What?
I got a story to tell. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. That vanity has an old lady dressed in white old lady, kind of feels Victorian-y, and she lives in that mirror. And it's always been like, it's not a joke. Like everyone has seen it. I thought for a long time it's either a really well hidden joke or it's like true. But everyone in the family, most of the people in the family either have seen it or want nothing to do with it. And it's funny because that mirror was given to them. Like they were looking for furniture from another family and they were like, oh yeah, we have furniture. You can have it. And here's this vanity. And so the story goes, my great grandmother-in-law, Deborah, they started seeing this lady. She calls the lady who gave it to him, and she was like, "Hey, so let me ask you about this mirror." And the lady was like, "Oh, you've seen her." And so you're like, "Yeah," and it's just there, and it's just. But I was saying all that to say, I feel like there's something about that generation, right? Like they kind of grew up with these paranormal things happening, and it's just like, it is what it is. You know, we still got to go to the basement.
It's because they didn't have good cable.
They didn't have good cable back
Yeah, right.
then.
Need something to watch.
What's your story?
No, the one I told you about with the water, with the sink.
Yeah.
Well, the original complaint about that place was the mirror, that they would see spirits go in and out of it. Come to find out, that mirror was part of the bedroom set that they bought. I think it was like Lake Geneva or something, where the woman committed suicide.
Oh man. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh.
No.
So there's a lot of like layers of issues, you know, of things
Sure.
in that house, or that place. So
Man.
that we're slowly working on.
That's sad too, though. You know, like there's regardless of how you look at it, and then you know, you hear about these stories at least through like TV and stuff, and like if there is a trapped soul, right? Like this person who was so sad in life and they cannot move on. Like that's so sad, man. Like it almost
Well, a traumatic death.
yeah, or like a traumatic death. Yeah.
A lot of times it's because they're not done yet. You know what I mean?
Sure.
They haven't been able to move on. Like I had a situation where my very, very good friend, Letty, she passed away of cancer a couple years ago. And I was on Snapchat and I was sending a voice. I was voice texting. And in the middle of the voice texting, I just looked to make sure it was okay. It says, call so-and-so. I'm not going to say his name, but call so-and-so. And I'm like, I didn't say that, you know, but I know who that is.
Oh, wow.
And that same night I was kind of closed my eyes one night and I saw a shadow, you know, like says somebody walked by, and I was like, there's no way I could have said that. There's no way, you know? And I honestly think that like she was sticking around because she just wasn't ready to go.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that happens a lot because like I said, that veil is very thin.
Sure.
You know, there's like, it's like a film, you know, like when you're growing up, you had the cool school books that had like the films of like the human body that had like the
Clear.
yeah, the clear. It's kind of like that. I think. You know, I you know, when somebody asks me if I'm an expert, I'm like, no, I'm not, because there's so much to learn. It's impossible to become an expert.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, but also like, I don't think that spirits automatically leave.
No.
And so like there's some what do you got? It's not school of thought, but like some cultures, they say like the spirit hangs around the body for 24 hours. During that time, it could be like, okay, I'm gonna see, where am I supposed to go now? What happened? Because like I can't imagine that when you first die, you know you're dead.
Oh yeah, you're in shock.
And then you get the process, and then some people are like, what the hell? I'm staying right here.
Yeah.
Or they're gonna go where they need to go.
Like in the Beetlejuice movie, you all get to that
The limbo?
that lobby.
The lobby, yes. But like, well, they have that problem, not that problem in the movie, like Adam and
Where
they're like, they don't realize they're dead, and they sit down in front of the fire, and she's like, my fingers are on fire and it doesn't hurt. But like, I believe there is some truth to that. I do believe that. But I still don't believe that, like, well, maybe then that's not true then. I don't know. But like, I don't think they're going to be on TV wasting time. I think they're going to be like either trying to send a message, or maybe they are just assholes playing some jokes on people.
Yeah.
You want to know what I think it is? Huh. And I haven't really said this out loud. So through the view of Christianity and like spirituality that I have, and my faith, is I think it's all very real, but in a good and a bad kind of thing. Evil versus good. So when I think of like a ghost or something like that, or even a good ghost in a way where somebody like through a spiritual medium or something, that they're telling you things that are very honest and very true, and maybe even a good news in some sort of way. for me, and in my purview of Christianity and life and spirituality, for me, it feels like there is something coming through that is trying to distract you from the good. So that entity or that news is like, oh, it's fine. It's all good. But in a way, it's like, no, that's not good. We should be on the side of light. At least that's how I look at it.
Yeah.
So you're saying that all ghosts are bad?
I'm saying that
Spirits are
I'm
bad.
saying that all spirits that are still here are probably not good.
I don't believe that.
I'm sure.
I don't believe that. I think that you've got some ghosts who are just hanging around because the energy's too heavy and they haven't figured out they're dead yet.
That or they want to, kind of like protect, so
Yeah.
to say.
Sure.
Protect their home.
And I've heard stories like that too.
That's why they don't like construction. Like if we're doing an older home, we'll get calls all the time saying, hey, something's going on in our home. And one of the first things I ask, two things I ask, you mess with a Ouija board? Yes or no? Did you have construction in your home? Yeah, recently. Okay. All right.
When you say construction, it reminds me of that movie, and I can't remember what it's called, but there's like a spirit haunting the guy, and he is a medium. He is a connector between the worlds, and he didn't know it. And there's a dead girl in his house, and it ends up someone killed her and put her in the wall and covered her up.
Wow.
It was a good movie.
I remember that.
Shadow of Echoes or Echoes of Shadows. I don't know.
Stir of
Interesting.
Echoes?
Stir of Echoes.
Something like that. Yeah.
It was a good movie.
Let's check that out.
Do you like scary movies? Do you get into that
really.
stuff? What about the Conjuring movies?
Well, the Conjuring movies, I kind of like, know the truth of some of that stuff.
Sure,
So it was kind of like, I know what's kind of, baloney.
Hollywood
but-
Eyes.
Well, that's like his wife watching a show about the ER.
Yeah.
Or us watching a show with hairdressers. Like,
They would
don't mess
never
with the
do that.
Zohan.
Yeah.
I'm like,
They would never do it
that's
that
not
way.
how it works.
Yeah, right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I was just talking about my son the other day. My middle son, my 11-year-old, he's very into all things spooky. He loves. He cannot wait until he is of age for us to allow him to watch certain movies, and we're sheltering him to a certain extent where I don't want him seeing too many. I love the Conjuring movies, and I honestly think I would sit down and watch them with him. But he's 11 right now. I don't know if that's necessarily something that I want him watching. And two, we don't love the idea of him watching, because in the first Conjuring movie, the lady hung herself, right?
Yeah.
We don't necessarily want him seeing the idea of suicide on things. That's why we haven't seen The Sixth Sense. There's some movies that I'm fine with because they're not necessarily terrible and they got a great story. But we're just trying to be careful with what they ingest. But he asked me the other day, he was like, what's your favorite scary movie? And I was like,
That's such a line.
I got to be careful because he's going to want to watch it.
Yeah.
But I did tell him, I was like, I think the first Conjuring movie is probably my favorite scary movie.
Yeah. You were talking about TV shows.
Yeah.
We actually almost was on TV. We almost.
Yeah.
2018, we were approached by a production company called Rugged Productions.
Okay.
And we had the contracts filled out. We had everything ready to go. We were ready to do this. And it was going to be like a 30-day investigation.
Cool.
Spirits of the Night or something like that was going to be called. And we were going to go to Alcatraz. It was amazing. And we got ready to film to do the sizzle reel.
Yeah.
And they canceled on us. They said the network went a different direction. They flew out here. They met with us, had dinner or lunch, and everything was set, ready to go. And then
That sucks.
and we weren't looking for it. I mean, we weren't even trying.
But they got your hopes up.
But they wanted kind of like a Midwest group.
Yeah.
Down home Midwest kind of thing, and then. They were kind of looking at our direction, and we signed the contracts. Everything wasn't set.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, I'm proud that we were able to go get that far.
Yeah,
For sure.
But they're warning us ahead of time. Like, there's so many shows that don't make it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but that was something.
Well, there's so many shows that don't even make it past a pilot episode.
Yeah.
There's movies, entire movies sitting on shelves right now.
A buddy of mine, he passed away, but he was on a show with another guy I know. He's actually on Ghost Adventures. He's one of the. He's not Aaron, the bald guy. He's the other guy, Jeff Conkle.
Oh, okay.
He's a friend of mine. He does all of the inventions for Ghost Adventures for Zach and stuff.
Cool.
But so anyway, he was like the tech guy of this show, and it was a paranormal show, and they had to be nude through the whole show.
What?
They were nude investigators.
Yeah. It was like a shtick.
Yeah. I'll have to show. I'll send you the link sometime. It's
Naked and afraid.
Hilarious. And
Are you afraid of the naked?
Are you afraid of the naked? Yeah. I mean, you'd see all the scratches. You'd see all the scratches.
Yeah, it was something else, and it was a full show, and that was their pilot show. You know, their sizzle reel. You know,
that's crazy.
Yeah, but there's a lot of shows that got a little far, but nothing like Ghost Adventures or Ghost Hunters or some of these others.
Do you feel like there are places that you shouldn't go and mess with, or have you ever been in a situation where you're like, nope, I'm not going to touch this. This is out of my league, or?
Well, I was watching a video. It was AI made though, and it had the person crawling up the ceiling and stuff.
I've seen those.
I'm out of here.
I've seen those. Yeah. That's crazy.
I like the AI Sasquatches.
Those are hilarious.
I love
funny,
them.
yeah.
And the gorilla ones too. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, they're so freaking funny.
Oh man, I don't know. There are some things that are, like you said, you get that visceral feeling like you need to, your anxiety gets kicked up and you need to leave.
7 Bridges in Oak Creek. That was a place it gave me a really eerie feeling. People have committed suicide off the bridge and things like that. And we had some interesting experiences there.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it was just ruffling of the trees and things like that, but it was just creepy out there.
It just gives you the ick.
No, I'll stay by the bridge and that's it. You guys do your thing. I'll wait for you.
I mean, it would be cool to be able to eventually harness this power that you guys are researching, basically, because you're just frontiering into it. But like to be able to use it to solve stuff. Like I know there's TV shows where people can like solve murders, but like Jack the Ripper or Lizzie Borden, all those things where it's like Lizzie Borden, you're like, you don't really know what happened. Also, the investigation team wasn't very good at what they were doing. So you've got all that. But like, there's so many things that are out there that are huge mysteries, and dead men tell no tales. There's no one left to tell you what happened or what didn't happen. And
yeah, there's a woman in Racine and that died in the 70s, I think it was, or early 80s, that were assisting a little bit with that investigation. She was found along a fence by the lake, murdered. And they'd been running. They just haven't had no leads or anything.
Yeah.
And
It's just a cold case.
so, cold case. So we offered to bring like some of her equipment and see if we can bring her up,
Sure.
I've seen, even with the OJ case, I've seen after he passed away, them doing spirit boxes. It's on YouTube. You can see them, and confessions and things like that. Different.
Well, he had a book where he basically confessed.
Yeah.
It was
How?
I think he was smug enough to.
Why would you do that to yourself? I don't understand.
Well,
that.
that's the thing, though, is like you see all the time serial killers go on to court and they're like, I'm going to be my own lawyer. It's because they think they're smarter than everybody else. Those are narcissists. They're crazy.
We narcissists are just smarter than everyone else.
It is part of the culture of the narcissism.
Well, that's like the guy that was driving in Waukesha and drove through Main Street and wiped, and hit all those people.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I drive through there, I like everything in my skin just like
Shrinks.
You feel it, right?
I can just feel
Yeah.
what happened there. It's so sad.
That's the thing that really gets me is like when there's certain places you go and you feel the energy, and it's like, so I've been to Auschwitz.
Wow. I've always wanted to investigate there.
It
In a
is-
respectful way, of course.
Yes. But like, so you go through the buildings one by one, and each building's a different theme, and you can feel the heaviness in the air when you're there. And then The part that got me though was like we went through the children's section where they show you all the kids' stuff and
Shoes and stuff.
Well, and so the first room has shoes,
The piles of shoes, right?
piles of shoes.
Yeah.
Then there's a window where it's a giant pile of hair, and then all of their luggage and all of their belongings. But you go into the kids one, and on the walls, and actually each one when they have different themes, all along the walls are pictures of children that were brought in.
Oh.
And a lot of times the kids went straight into the gas chamber because they're not useful. And it was absolutely devastating.
Yeah.
And it was one of those moments where I went outside and had a cry, and I was with one of the other women, and we were both out there just like wiping our tears. And this little girl and boy were there, and they were playing outside. And I do feel like something brought them over to us because we couldn't speak their language. I don't know what the language they spoke, but we were able to kind of communicate with them to find out how old they were. And of course, we're like these grown women crying, and these kids are, running around gleefully around the concentration camp.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's like it had that heaviness, but something pushed those kids towards us to make us feel a little better.
I hear late at night, you can actually hear people crying.
Oh, I bet.
Or yelling and stuff. I heard that.
The whole, like, going to Eastern Europe is really quite the experience
Yeah.
because they have so much history in every inch of that place. Like we went to, we were in Warsaw. That whole town was completely annihilated. And then they rebuilt it to look exactly like it did before the war. And then we went to Krakow, and Krakow has this like square that you can hang out in. And there's a church, and it was two brothers making the church, and they're competing on their towers.
Wow.
And then the one killed the other
My gosh.
because they were still in competition.
Yeah.
One got mad at the other, and I forgot what else happened, but like all these stories, and like those are the kinds of places that I feel like when like that house that was supposedly on the Underground Railroad, you're going to Auschwitz, you're going to places where big events and big energy happened. I 100% believe that there are still spirits there. But when you go into these places where it's like asylums, I do think too, because there's so
Waverly
much
Hills.
energy.
Oh my
Yes. But like you get this energy that you can feel, and I don't feel that anywhere here. I just
Yeah, his light hasn't gone off at all. So
Yeah.
I think we're pretty clear here.
Yeah, I've been watching it too. I have to talk about Waverly Hills real quick. It was once a TB hospital.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I can never say
tuberculosis.
I can never say that word. It was once that, then eventually, became, it was also a mental hospital too.
Yeah.
They had this thing called the death chute, and basically it was kind of like a ramp. It was like maybe a 45-degree angle or something. And what they would do, and they had steps on the side. So what they would do is they'd bring the bodies through, and they would, hold on to the gurney as they're walking down, because they didn't want people seeing, bodies leaving. So they'd go back there, and then they would have kind of like the hearse or whatever in the bottom to pick the body up. And that was creepy.
I bet.
That was creepy. I have to admit, that was very creepy.
everybody that has gone down that chute.
Jeez, man.
Is it like 45? So like a really fun slide?
I don't know about that. It was muddy. It was what, because the condensation in there so much and stuff, because when you go in that, and it's cold.
Yeah.
It's really cold in there. But the Waverly Hills itself is all open, because when they had TB, they would bring they'd bring the beds out, and then so they get fresh air, because they believe fresh air could, help whatever.
Sure.
And it's a very interesting place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you mentioned earlier about the AI people crawling on the walls,
Yeah.
I do remember my parents telling me a story once of I think it was in Texas or somewhere. It was just like a down home kind of church, small church. There was a lady who started like manifesting or something. And my mom, I think I remember her saying she was crawling on the like on the pews, like in some sort of like crazy Spider-Woman style. There's even been things where they're like hacking up like black fluid or like actual, I think one of the Conjuring movies,
Ectoplasm.
yeah, dude, it's nuts. Yeah, nuts. And I'm like, no thanks. I'm all right.
Yeah. During COVID, the Reverend was doing deliverances through Zoom,
Oh, jeez.
and it worked, believe it or not. But it was we had a case where the woman was speaking in tongues.
Yeah.
That's weird, man.
Yeah.
That is some weird stuff.
Yeah.
What's your favorite tool that you use in investigations?
The K2 meter and probably the SP7 Spirit Box.
Spirit
We use
Box?
apps too. We use an app called Phonics. We also use apps too. Apps work pretty
What's
good.
a spirit box?
Spirit Box, basically what that does, it scans frequencies on the radio, and spirits are able to speak in between the frequencies while it's scanning.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like that thing that
Yeah. The movie White Noise.
I don't think I saw it.
Yeah, it's some years back,
I was
but
gonna say that's an older one.
yeah, but same idea.
okay.
Yeah.
What's the other thing you got?
This one here. Yeah, this is a Spirit Box too. I don't get much on this one, but it will. Let me.
Oh yeah, that's what
Like this, and I'll just say, any spirits want to talk to me? The problem is like with this one, the problem is that you'll have like radio stations bleed through. So
Yeah, yeah.
It's hard for me to determine what's what,
Sure.
way it's set up. So, but yeah, spirits will speak in here.
Excuse me.
So, and these type of devices. So.
Jeez, man. Yeah, that stuff is. I do remember watching an episode where you said that you guys have that camera that shows like a stick figure of a person.
SLS.
Yeah, I remember watching an episode. It was probably like Ghost Hunters or something, and they're using that, and that was wild because you can kind of see. I think they were at some cemetery or something, and you can like see figures just walking around, and it, I would take it for what it's worth, but it was pretty crazy.
Well, find somebody that has a Tesla and go take a ride with them at the cemetery. You can actually see bodies, or not bodies. You can actually see spirits walking around next to the car.
Because it like shows
It scans whatever's around them.
entity of some sort. I have.
Oh, that'd
heard
be too
that.
freaky.
I have
don't want to
heard
do that.
Yeah. My in-laws, the same one who's got the mirror, they have a dog. It's that little Yorkie that came.
Oh, I love him.
That dog was really, or is, very, very like susceptible to,
Sensitive too.
sensitive to spirits, I guess.
I believe it.
When they would drive, they drove by because they would come visit here a lot. So from Texas, they would drive and they would stay at that Holiday Inn downtown by the lake. And there's a big cemetery over there by the lake. And every time they went by it, the dog would just bark and look out the window because I don't know what it was seeing, but yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. I'll leave that one alone.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dogs are very connected to.
Yeah.
What about cats?
Oh yeah.
Cats are just
Well, I feel
spawn
like
of
cats.
Satan.
Well, cats used to guard pharaohs
Yeah.
from spirits.
I thought they also led them to the spot, like where to go in the afterlife too, right? Because that's why
I don't
they
know
would.
about that.
I'm gonna look that
That's
up now.
interesting.
Because they have what do they call it? The urns that they put their organs in, and then I think one of them was a cat.
Okay.
But that's crazy.
Interesting.
So I know we're gonna wrap up
Sure.
in a little bit, but I was gonna ask how doing all of this and just being involved in this line of work for the last few years, how has it changed your personal beliefs in like life and death and afterlife?
Yeah, it really has. And I spoke about this earlier too, about how, I don't really go to church too much. I like to eventually, but from what I've seen, it kind of is my church, you know, to let me know that there is another side to this. And I have no explanation, you know, of no other way to show me that this isn't real.
Yeah.
Because even we've connected with family members. My grandmother's come through before. We've had people, investigations call us and, hey, can you connect with such and such? We do not say it's them. They make the decision if it's them. You know what I mean? We don't put that on us because we don't know.
Yeah.
So if it's them to them, then that's it.
Yeah.
You know, we're good. We're good with that. Then we'll leave. But yeah, as far as my religious views and things like that, and that's why I kind of bounce between the Christian part and the spiritualism, because I'm very much into spiritualism too. You know, the ability to communicate with people that passed. So.
Do you think you would want to come back as a ghost?
Yeah, maybe I'll swing by.
Yeah. I think
If you're not doing anything.
Yeah. I feel like I would. Just like I told all my friends, like, when I die, I want to be cremated and made into like a little diamond or a piece of jewelry.
That'd be cool, actually.
And I want to be either I'm going to haunt your ass or I'm going to like protect your ass.
There you go.
And I feel like I'm probably not going to have kids of my own. So it's going to have to pass.
Same.
I'm going to put it in my will, like give them to Julia's kids. And then they're going to have to take care of me and then pass me on in life. And hopefully they just don't, you know, well, they could pawn me, I guess.
Yeah.
They could pawn me.
If things get tight, you know.
I've seen some cool jewelry made though with ashes.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, okay. Have you ever watched that TV show Poker Face? It's got Natasha Lyonne in it, and there's an episode where she's on a movie set, but they're in a funeral home.
Oh boy.
And she's talking to the funeral director, and he's showing her all the things that you can make with ashes. Like you can paint with ashes. You can make a mug out of the ashes. You can make a record out of the ashes. You could make whatever you want out of the ashes. And I was
So
like,
weird.
it's so cool.
That's cool, but weird. I mean, because like, you know, I've had people that passed away and I've seen their ashes and I'm like, that was once a human. That's crazy.
Sure.
You know, it's kind of mind blowing to me. You know, it's like that box, like, man, they're going to need a trunk for me. I'm just kidding.
I think it's fun. Like I go to the Oddity Expos and
Well, I want to go to that.
the Milwaukee and Chicago both have it.
Yeah.
And it's 2 days in Milwaukee now because it used to be 1 day.
Yeah.
But it's fun to go through there because like they even have like someone who takes your blood and makes something out of it.
That's cool.
And then I don't remember if this was at one of the expos or if it was at a tattoo convention, but like you can get your tattoo removed after death and they can like make it into art, like preserve
I've
it.
seen that.
Yeah.
I 100. The only reason I have tattoos is so I don't get
cool.
trafficked, and so I am very easily identified when I die in a murder. Okay.
When? Not if.
yeah.
Hey,
Let's go if.
When Ralph finally snaps.
Yeah.
Well, if I do die, I hope, and it's like a horrific thing, I hope there is at least one podcast about it.
Oh, there will be. Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking about the people. I want to entertain the people. I want to take care of the people.
Do you have any haunts that really gave you the willies?
The scratch one did. I was kind of lost for it. You know, the woman getting scratched.
One with the lady getting scratched. Okay.
I was at the point I didn't know what to do. You
Yeah.
know? I did have one situation where there was another one that I can't figure out life of me. And it was two young girls. It was back in 2014, two young girls that kept bringing up the word legion, you know, which is, you know, devil, demonic, you know, wording. And these girls were only like 5-6 years old. There's no reason why they should know about this stuff. Excuse me. And they called us in and did an interview. I left, and I found out that an officer I know, he's a friend with a guy that does what I do, but also works in deals with demonic type stuff, like a demonologist. So I contacted him. I started telling him what the story was, and he said his candy dish went flying across the room when I was on the phone with him.
No way.
And I heard it crash.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, wow, that's crazy. And usually, like right before we do these types of investigations, weird things happen, like dead animals, weird things.
Oh man.
And I was sleeping on my chair in the living room that night, and I heard knocking noises on my wall, like 3 knocks. And I was like, what is that? So I yelled up to my ex, and I was like, did you hear that? And she's like, hear what? I'm laying down. I'm like, oh, okay. I went back to sleep. And then I don't know what happened later, but I felt something like grab me and like try to pull me off the chair and said, leave him alone. And then I fell back in my chair, and then that was that. And we still did investigation or whatnot. And then all of a sudden that client was kind of like, the person that you had wasn't from wasn't Catholic, all these different things. So they kind of just let us go and not
sure.
I don't know what happened after that, but that was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
That one kind of gave me the weird EBGBs, just because the kids are only 5-6 years old.
Sure.
And they should know this stuff.
Dude, anything with children is creepier than
it is
without.
It is. Yeah. The creepy little girl who had the ghost, that's creepy. I'm sorry. Good or bad. I mean, she's scary to me.
I get it, man.
I got a photo too at Masonic Hall Tempo. I didn't take it, but Wendy gave it to me. And you can see the person taking a photo in like one of these little large mirrors.
Yeah.
And you could look in the back of the person, and you actually see a little girl in a jumper, like from the early 1900s.
No
way. You
way.
can actually see her in the back.
Yeah.
Standing there. Yeah.
Sheesh,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, that's
pretty
stuff.
cool.
That stuff is creepy. But again, my skeptical mind, I'm just like, was this doctored or was it put in there? But no. There's the Kemper Center here in town.
The flying nun, the floating nun.
That I've heard is pretty haunted. Have you ever done anything there?
I've been wanting to. They don't listen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they don't listen. But I've seen footage. I actually have a photo of a wedding that happened there. I wasn't in the wedding. I wasn't DJing it, but they're taking a photo shot in the main where they have a lot of the receptions at. With the hall with all the Egyptian lettering around the inside of it.
I did a wedding. Actually, funny enough, I did a wedding there. I officially
Load-in sucks, by the way. Sorry. I was not a fan of the load-in at the time.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they did a wedding party photo, and you could look above and you actually see a ghost of a woman with like white eyes peeking over, white gray hair, bluish gray hair.
All right.
And peeking over, and it said that the woman died at a young age and she never had her wedding.
Oh.
Okay.
I'll just send that to you.
Interesting. Yeah, man. Send them over. We'll put them in. Oh, geez. All right. All right, man.
So your consensus is you want to be a skeptic, but your faith makes it too difficult for you to be a skeptic.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think so. I think I think because I see things through a lens of faith, that's pretty much with anything really, but especially when it comes to this kind of thing. I am a skeptic by nature. Like even now in my more advanced age of 38, even with like people, right? Like even faith leaders or people who are supposed to be. And I've seen behind the curtain enough to know that no one is high and mighty. No one is righteous. No one is above reproach.
Yeah.
Even though those who are in this calling are called to be. I've seen too much and I know too much. And so that keeps me a pretty healthy, grounded level of skepticism when it comes to that. So even with this kind of thing, I'm like, all right, where's the doctoring of the photo, or where's the who said that in the background? But at the same time, there's plenty that goes on what's it called? That we can't describe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I always say I'm not an expert. I'm somebody that's learning as I go.
Sure.
I cannot say what we find is that, but this is from my experience. It appears to be this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I let people decide off of that. I don't say,
Don't try to-
that's it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
That's Casper.
I feel like the real hauntings are very far and few in between.
Yeah.
And again, like I'm not just saying that there aren't spirits. I just feel like there's a lot that people have an agenda and they want to push their agenda. And then I feel like there's people that are really genuinely experiencing something that they can't explain. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's all cool all around. Like, it also gives people hope that there is an afterlife.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
yeah, and we're not busy all the time either. I mean, we're not like every weekend or anything like
Yeah.
that. Before COVID, we were very busy. We were doing like 3 a month. And we had to expand, get more people in on the group. And, it's been pretty quiet for us, for the most part.
All the spirits are too busy right now.
Yeah, I guess so.
they all got COVID.
Yeah. It's kind of weird it happened that way, but after COVID, it got really slow, but
Well, not a lot of people are doing construction because they can't afford to now. It's too expensive.
Everything's too expensive right now, man. Yeah, for
that's
sure.
the truth.
Having a ghost is too expenve.
Yeah.
Do you charge for your services?
Yeah, I was gonna
No,
say. Okay.
no,
So it's
we never
basic-
charge. We'll take a donation and we'll put it towards equipment.
Okay.
Okay.
If you want to buy us a pizza or something while we're
Yeah,
there
man.
for 3-4 hours,
For
free.
sure.
Yeah.
We don't charge for anything.
How can say somebody watching or listening has a little bit of a Casper situation? How can they get a hold of you guys?
RacineParanormalInvestigators.com,
Okay.
or you can go to our Facebook page is our most active place on there for us answering and things like that.
And what is it?
Racine Paranormal Investigators.
Okay, Racine Paranormal Investigators on
Yeah.
Facebook. You have something exciting coming up, right? Like, you want to plug that a little bit?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be this Friday at the Racine County Eye. They're putting on an event, a podcast event.
Okay.
And Wendy Spencer's will be there. We're going to be talking about the Masonic Temple and other hauntings in Racine. It's a live show. People can come there to see the podcast.
Sure.
And so yeah, come on out. So it starts about
exciting.
6:00.
All right. Friday.
Yep.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, it's at the Horlick Malt Complex. I don't have the address. I apologize.
Sure. But they can find it. I think I saw it on your Facebook page.
Yeah.
Awesome. Ron, thanks for coming.
No
man.
problem. Thanks for having me. Great
showing
time.
us some cool stuff.
Yeah. Let me
All
know.
the
I'll
fun
come
stuff.
back.
Yeah, we'll definitely
totally.
do it.
That's well, I do hope we do. Like, we were just telling Patty, like, we wanted to do that live thing,
Yeah.
but the timing was bad because somebody's poor planner.
Yeah.
So
I'll get an assistant someday.
I think it's really cool. You told me I don't have to do anything. So like, it's fun and we can do these bigger episodes. Cause I was telling him, I'm like, I'm a little disappointed. I don't want to have shorter episode. Like, it would be a long episode, but it would be like a bunch, just segment.
Yeah.
I'd rather do it this way. And
Yeah.
then maybe later get you all back together.
We can do a live show back together. Yeah.
Where you guys can all talk about, cause like, Patty,
like a panel.
Yeah, and Patty had 3 stories that she
Yeah.
told us, because afterwards she was like, so who else are you going to have on? And so she was like, oh, you didn't even talk to me about paranormal.
Yeah.
Because she's like, I have this experience, and this experience. So I'm like, oh, that's very interesting to know. And
We'll do it again soon,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
It's a topic that you can talk forever about
Yeah.
and not get bored.
Yeah,
Oh, 100%.
It's such a huge, you're not even talking about UFOs, because paranormal is UFOs, it's ghosts,
Sure.
it's Bigfoot, all of them.
So I have 2 connections to unsolved mysteries.
Oh, wow.
One being my old boss who was on there because she kicked a really aggressive drug habit with holy water and going to, I forgot what it's called, but she was on it. It's like a miracle, everything, whatever. The second one is the newer season, the first season that was from the newer seasons. They were in my mom's hometown where my grandma's house was because they had an alien abduction.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I'm like, those are my claim to fames. But
And we're on the on the edge of opening up more about that.
heck yeah.
Yeah.
I do believe in aliens. I just don't think that they're running around probing a bunch of people.
I was watching Ancient Aliens earlier, and they were talking about. I don't want to go
With the
too
guy
far
with
into
the
that,
psh.
That dude's, that dude's
him.
gnarly. Yeah.
And they were talking about how basically, they were seen even in the Bible. They were talking about the chariots in the skies and things like that.
Sure.
And they believe, that
Those would have been
their description of a UFO.
Interesting. I guess we'll have to do a UFO.
Yeah, that would be cool. I'd love to bring my lead medium in some time.
Oh, cool.
He could really talk about like some deep spiritualism stuff.
Yeah.
Some very interesting things.
Well, that's who we're gonna have next.
We have a medium on next. Yeah,
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, for
Oh
sure.
man.
Yeah.
But no, actually, well, obviously we're not at that point yet. But I'm like excited to do like some on-site stuff.
Sure.
That would be
people.
fun. Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
I can get you connected with Bob Weiss from Shakers too. I mean, Bob.
Oh, cool.
Bob is awesome. He loves doing, jumping on these. So, yeah.
Most of the
awesome.
Bobs I know are pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Like your dad.
Yeah.
definitely.
Ron, thanks again.
No
man.
problem.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
coming.
so much.
Thank you. Thank
It was
you
very
for
nice
having
to
me.
meet
Next
you.
time we're
Me
going to do
too.
on location at 3 a.m.
That's past my bedtime.
Way past my bedtime for
Yeah.
sure. All right, man. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Let's go.
Well, that's a wrap for today's episode of Y'all Be Good. And as always, a reminder that we are a project of Little Lion Cuts. We hope you've enjoyed these stories just as much as we have enjoyed sharing them. Every family has a story, and we're just grateful that we get to hear yours too. If you've enjoyed today's episode and you think someone else might need to hear it, don't forget to share this podcast with them. And hey, while you're at it, be sure to subscribe and leave us a review. That really does go a long way. You definitely don't want to miss out on any of the real, raw, and inspiring conversations we've got lined up. And we'd love to hear your stories too. So go ahead and find us on Instagram at y'allbegoodpod or drop us a message with your thoughts. And until next time, y'all be good.